Welcome to County Armagh and Fleadhfest from Comhaltas Comhaltaí Éireann. This event replaces our normal county Fleadh, which unfortunately can't take place this year due to the pandemic. But the normal county Fleadh will be back next year. Tá míle fáilte romh go chundaí ardmhaithe agus go Fleadhfest ó Comhaltas Comhaltaí Éireann. Tá an imeacht seo mar bhallairt ar an grá Fleadh nach féidir bheith agin margheall ar an fáingéim COVID-19. Ach le cuidiú dé, béimid arás ag an fleadcheol an ardmhaithe and bhliainte hugging mar a sundul. County Armagh is known as the Orchard County because of its many apple orchards. It lies in the historic province of Ulster. Over the next 2 hours, we'll be travelling around this beautiful county and visiting our branches in Clonbrassil, Portmore, Cary, Crossmaglen and the Ring of Gullion to hear stories and to take in some fantastic performances. But first, we want to reflect on what has been a traumatic past year, with all its challenges, the pain, suffering and losses of many of our friends and family, both in Ireland and across the rest of the world. We want to celebrate their lives and pay tribute to the medical staff and first responders who have so courageously fought to save every life. Ach ar dús ba cordún macnamh a dheanú ar na deacrachtaí agus ar na dúchláin a bhí ann a rina bliana seo chaite, an seo in Éireann agus ar fud fad an dóin. Ba bhaileann comarú a dheanú ar na daoine atá ar chléine fírinne inis agus gomhuid buíochas le na hebrithe riachtainacha ar na líonte tosaigh. Dar gyd cion scríbe, Táiméid tríal ar shráidbhaile bog bríomhar an céide. For our first Fleadhfest destination, we head to the bustling town of Cary, home to many notable past musicians, including the McCusker Brothers Ceilidh Band and Tommy Makem. Tommy Kavanagh was the inspiration and driving force behind the formation of what was originally Craobh Naomh McCua in early 1978. With Billy McGuinness as the chair, and Justin McIlvana and Robert McGleenan among the founding musicians, The first sessions were held at Slevins Bar. Sessions moved to what would be seen as home in Gaffney's Lounge soon after, and was always packed with many local and visiting musicians. This is an early Radio na Gaeltachta recording of a Cady session. Cady hosted its first county fleadh over 40 years ago, and many fleadhna have been held since. For the 40th year, the branch celebrated and became Cady Cultus. Musicians from the branch have had great success at Ulster and All-Ireland level. Music classes are held in St Francis of Assisi Primary School, and more recently, the Maid of the Mill Festival celebrates important musicians and is a cultus platform for delivering masterclass workshops.
a well down in New Holland Grove. It's covered all in leaves. And in the summer season, when honey's on the bees, the primroses and daisies bloom along yon rocky braes, and the blackbirds and the thrushes sing on the winding banks of clay. Here's a health unto you, sweet Kitty Town, a village of renown. And likewise to New Holland Grove, where pleasure could be found, where lads and lassies sport and play on the bright long summer's day. But I am resigned to leave all behind, all for America. And when I stand on that high hill and take a last look back, now when I see sweet Kitty Town, I know my heart will break. The green fields round New Holland Grove, with flowers white as snow. But I've oft times had it in my mind, I would rather stay than go. Here's a health unto you, sweet Kitty Town, a village of renown. And likewise to New Holland Grove, where pleasure could be found, where lads and lassies sport and play on the bright long summer's day. But I am resigned to leave all behind, all for America. And when at eve the young folk go to draw water from the well, and as they sometimes stop and talk, and their love stories tell, will the one who's there e'er speak my name, or heave a wistful sigh, when I'm along 3,000 miles from Drumbunion's slope so high? Here's a health unto you, sweet Kitty Town, a village of renown. And likewise to New Holland Grove, where pleasure could be found, where lads and lassies sport and play on the bright long summer's day. But I am resigned to leave all behind, all for America.
muidir gáil ó hui ón géide go Baile Lorgain agus Clanbrassil. We head north from Cady Town now to Lurgan and Clanbrassil. Clanbrassil is that part of County Armagh, east of the Bann, on the southern shores of Lough Neagh. Clanbrassil Comhaltas celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. The branch was started on an initiative of the then County Board Secretary, Liz Wazen. The first classes were in Mount Zion, Lurgan, with Gough Glen the lead teacher, transferring later to Aras Alf O'Murray in Lurgan. There was a long prior tradition of traditional music locally. Sessions were held in Derrytrasna and Banfoot on the Lough Shore. Patsy McQuillan and Tony Lavery on the right here were notable among many others in the past. More recently, musicians such as Barry and Laura Kerr, Emma Robinson and Emer McGeown have become prominent at home and internationally. Traditional singing has flourished lately with considerable research on local forgotten songs, now published in a new book and CD, Songs from Clanbrassil, Killulta and Kilwarren. Disruption caused by COVID moved all classes and activities online. A series of self-recorded music and singing video performances from the members of all ages and abilities was organised with great success by Nicola Craney.
Now all you young men that carries a gun, beware of late fouling at the setting of the sun. concerning a young man that happened of late. He shot Molly Ban Lavery, her beauty being great. He being late fowling, he shot her in the dark, but oh, and alas, he did not miss his mark. With her apron being about her, he mistook her for a swan, but oh, and alas, it was poor Molly Ban. Now when he went to her and found that she was dead, an abundance of tears from his eyes he has shed. He went home to his father with his gun in his hand, saying, "Father, dear father, I've shot poor Molly Ban." It's out bespoke his father, his hairs they were grey, saying, "Son, take my blessings and don't run away. Stay in your own country, your trial for to stand, and you'll not be condemned by the laws of this land." "Oh, father, dear father, I must go away, for in this country I never could stay. I've shot Molly Ban Lavery, and she was my darling, oh, the pride of the north and the flower of Kilwarlen. Now all the young maidens are all very glad, for Molly Ban Lavery, the beauty, is dead. Gather them all together, put them all in a row, and still she stands out like a mountain of snow. She appeared to her uncle as if in a dream, saying, "Uncle, dear Uncle James Reynolds, don't blame. With my apron being about me, he mistook me for a swan, but oh, and alas, it was I, Molly Ban. In Lisburn she was born, and in Lurgan educated, but oh, in Kilwarlen poor Molly was defeated. With her apron being about her, he mistook her for a swan, but oh, and alas, it was poor Molly Ban."
As I walked out one fine evening, bright Phoebus was just looking down. I fell in with the farmer's young daughter, convenient to sweet Lurgan town. I instantly stepped up to her, and this unto her I did say, Are you a goddess descendant, or yet will you tell me your name? This maid then she quickly made answer, Your freedom, kind sir, I disdain. For I am no goddess descendant, nor yet will I tell you my name. For my heart I have give to a young man, this ring we have broken in two. And until that my Jamie returns home, to him I'll prove constant and true. Oh, talk then no more about Jamie, in battle with me he did fall. The very last battle in China, your Jamie was killed by a ball. His last dying words he lay bleeding, Oh, Jamie, your lover did say, If you take this ring home to Mary, contented I lie on the clay. When she saw the ring, then she fainted, the tears from her eyes down did fall. She wrung up her hands and lamented, on Jamie did bitterly call. Ah, cruel, cruel were my parents, who banished my true love away. Through the valleys forever I wander, as Jamie lies cold on the clay. When he saw that a sweetheart was loyal, her true love he could not withstand. He took this fair maid in his arms, saying, I am your Jamie returned. Oh, I am your true lover Jamie, who has lately come over the sea. Oh, let us get married tomorrow, and live I in sweet unity. Oh, yes, we will marry tomorrow, since Jamie's come over the sea. And since you have proved to me loyal, in unity we will agree. Now your father and mother's departed, and left them both £100. And Jamie and Mary got married, and their home is in sweet Lurgan town. Yes, Jamie and Mary got married, and their home is in sweet Lurgan town.
Táimid bruachlach neach agus ag leanant na hawan, shreisig tú críomh coltas sa sráidhil a Gleoite Shaw and Portmore. We leave the gentle banks of Loch Ness now, and following the River Blackwater, you'll find the home of an Portmore coltas in the beautiful village of Blackwater Town. Since its formation in 1984, the branch has strived to become the stellar pillar of the community it is today. Classes started off in the old school canteen and more recently moved to St Jarlath's Primary School, where they teach everything from trad for tots to Irish classes for adults. The Ryandale in the neighbouring village of Moy has hosted the monthly sessions over the years, which are attended by fellow musicians from all over Ulster. Throughout the pandemic, the branch kept active, maintaining a strong online presence through social media. The branch released new music books with accompanying CDs recorded by tutors, successfully creating an online teaching platform. About 20,000 Facebook viewers caught the virtual FLA entry featuring members from the Daly, McBride, McGeary and O'Hare families.
Is in the Armagh Hills, where I spent my youthful days, to ramble near that home so dear, where beech and willows wave. There's mansions grand in College Land, and scenes beyond compare, where perfume of the newborn flowers floats on the still night air. I often sit upon the bridge, where the boats lie in the quay, near to the fort at Charlemont, now crumbling in decay. And as I stand by the riverside, fond memories I recall, when horses hauled the lighters through the locks on the canal. For sport and recreation, I roamed the country o'er. I've sailed upon Blackwater's waves, from Mahry to Portmore. Its history is well known, although no tablet marks the spot where Bagnall was o'erthrown. Armagh's an ancient city, as you all well understand, and the church raised by St Patrick stands proudly in command. Close by its side is the Navan Fort, a place of high renown, and the cherished stone still marks the spot where ancient kings were crowned. The old bog road I've often trod, with sportsmen one and all, to see those champion bowlers unleash the metal ball. But as my youthful days are past, and the harvest drawing nigh, the memory of these Armagh Hills will be with me till I die.
Still in my heart hold a graph for its orchard and daisy-decked meadows, and they call it the County Armagh.
I live in the part of the county where Bagnall the Great was o'erthrown, where the winding and murmuring Blackwater divides it from County Tyrone.
I love its cathedral city, once founded by Patrick so true, and it bears in the heart of its bosom the ashes of Brian Boru. It's my own Irish home, far across the foam, although I've oft times left it in far I've travelled through parts of the county, through Newtown Park and Crossland, and run by the Gap of Mount Norris, and home by Blackwater again, where the girls are so gay and so hardy, none fairer in hair and go brown. And where are the boys that can prove them, like the boys from the county Armagh? It's my old Irish home, far across the foam, although I've often left it in foreign lands to roam. No matter where I wander, through cities near or far, my heart is at home in old Ireland, in the county of Armagh. Yes, my heart is at home in old Ireland, in the county of Armagh.
One night as I lay on my pillow, a vision appeared in my view of a ship sailing over the ocean, and the wind it tremendously blew. On the deck stood a handsome young maiden, whose features I ne'er seen before, and she sighed for the wrongs of her country, saying, I'm banished from Erin's green shore. In thought I I approached this fair maiden and asked her the cause of her sigh, saying, cheer up, my handsome young maiden, and I'll be your slave till I die. She looked at me in meditation as the tears from her blue eyes did flow, saying, I'm a poor exile from Erin, the land where the sweet shamrocks grow. My name it is Eileen McMahon, my age it is scarcely 18, and I thank you, good sir, for your kindness, for you don't know how lonely I've been, for the want of employment in Ireland. I was forced as an exile to stray far away from my home in Killarney, where in childhood I longed for to play, far away from each mountain and valley, from Punchbowl to Gap of Dunlow, all around by the shores of sweet Macross, on a beautiful spot of Ardo. It was then I awoke from my slumber to look for my Eileen McCree. It was only the face of my mother, with a fond smile stood gazing at me. The ship on the ocean had vanished. In fancy I see her once more, my beautiful Eileen McMahon, the bride of old Erin's green shore.
where the black-feathered songsters their notes they did chew. I spied a wee lassie of fame and renown on the banks of a river near Blackwater town. I stepped up to her and I asked her her name. I asked her her dwelling and where from she came. She answered me, kind sir, my dwelling is found on the banks of a river near Blackwater town. Says I, my wee darling, if you will agree, we'll join hands in wedlock and married we'll be. I'll dress you in rich attire, all your joys I will crown. If you will come with me far from Blackwater town, to marry, kind sir, I'm too young, and besides all you young men have a false flattering tongue, and if you don't love me, I will walk up and down on the banks of a river near Blackwater town. Says I, my wee darling, don't sound so severe, for my fond heart you've wounded and drawn in a snare. And if you don't love me, I will walk up and down on the banks of a river near Blackwater town. She answered me, kind sir, don't flatter me so. I've made my decision, and it's now I must go. But some other evening, if you walk up and down, perhaps I might meet you in Blackwater town, on the banks of a river near Blackwater town.
Fagamuid an Portmore agus an Clúndáil Alín agus tamidig taistil ó Yas go Grishfa Glenain. We leave Portmore and the beautiful Blackwater River to head south to Crossmaglen and Dunbunanbuie, Comhaltas. Established in 2011 by husband and wife team Tracy Conway and Pierce McMahon, very much with the goal of developing traditional Irish music and song in the townlands around the border area of South Armagh. Is our neart, our tart, chun forfachta. Our strength is our thirst for perfection, is the branch motto. Weekly lessons are offered at St Patrick's Primary School on a wide range of instruments, with a particular focus on the singing of traditional ballads in Irish and in English. The highlight of the lessons and the music year are the Kindergarten Céilí, our starter lessons in singing and whistle for ages 3 to 7, the aim of which is to introduce children to the music and song of the Irish tradition, and also the Orchard County Céilí Band rehearsals, a band established in 2019 which combines members from several local branches. All of this has helped develop a strong emphasis on the playing of traditional music and singing sessions, which have become more frequent about the town and surrounding area as a result. As a small branch, and Bunanbuie has punched well above its weight at Ulster and All-Ireland level, with members winning no fewer than 4 All-Ireland titles.
From sweet Dungannon to Ballyshannon, and from Cullyhanna to Old Arboe, I have roamed and rambled, caroused and gambled, where the songs did thunder and the whiskey flowed. 'Tis bright and early, I've tramped through Derry, and from Port to Ferry in the county down. But with all my rigging and undertaking, my heart was aching for sweet Omagh town. What life was dreary, and I grown weary, I set sail for England from Derry Quay. And when I landed, sure fate commanded that I to London should make my way. 'Tis many's a gay night, from dark to daylight, I spent with people of high renown. But with all their grandeur and uproarious manner, my lips would stammer for sweet Omagh town. And further going, my wild oat sowing, to New York City I made my way, where a congregation of rich relations stood on the harbour for to welcome me. In fine apparel, like dukes or earls, they tried to raise me with the sword and crown. But with all their splendour and heaps to squander, my heart would ponder for sweet Omagh town. And when life is over and I must hover above the gates where St. Peter stands, and he will call me for to install me among the saints in the glorious land. And I will answer, I'm sure it's grand, sir, for to play the harp and to wear the crown. But I've been humble, for I'll never grumble if heaven's as charming as sweet Omatown.
cocks are crowing, daylight is appearing, it's drawing nigh to the break of day. Arise, my darling, out of your slumbers. Arise, my darling, and come away. And when he came to his true love's window, he kneeled it low down upon a stone, and through the window he whispered softly, Arise, my darling, and let me in. Oh, who is that that is at my window, and who is that that gives me no rest? 'Tis I, a poor wounded lover, who fain love would speak to you a while. Oh, go away then and ask your daddy if he would have you my bride to be. And if he says no, then return and tell me, for this is the last time I will trouble thee. Oh, my dada, he is in his bedchamber, he's fast asleep on his bed of ease, and in his pocket there lies a letter, which reads, Musha, darling, unto your disgrace. Oh, what disgrace can he do unto me? A faithful husband to you I'll be. And what other neighbours have round their houses, the same, my darling, you will have with me. Oh, go away then and ask your mammy if she would have you my bride to be. And if she says no, then return and tell me, for this is the last time I will trouble thee. Oh, my mamma, she is an old age woman, and scarce can hear love a word I say, but she bids you go, love, and court some other, for I'm not a fitting of your bride to be. Oh, I will go on to the wild mountain, where I'll see nothing but the wild deer, and I'll eat nothing but the wild hares, and I'll drink nothing but my true love's tears. If the kilty boyne it were mine in the chorus, and the green fields they were mine and white, if my pen were made of the tempered steel, sure, my true love's praises I could never write.
Gomaj buihis, a Krishva Glennon, is Rahimaj Trina Slevcha Gograve Goltus, Ivania Crook Leave Gulleen. We say thank you and goodbye to Crossmaglen, and we pass through one of the mountain gaps to the Ring of Gullion branch for our final destination. Nestling at the foot of Crossleave, on the main street of Forkhill, lies the Welcome Inn, the home of the Ring of Gullion branch of Coltus Coultery Erin since 1975. It was formed on the 4th of March of that year, and in the early days sessions were small and often took place in people's houses on Thursday evenings. However, the numbers have grown, and its draw to musicians around the country has increased significantly. The Tuesday night sessions are a huge success for musicians and singers of all ages. The first County Fleadh took place in 1977, and similar to the sessions, has continued to grow and still does to this day. Several provincial and All-Ireland medalists have been associated with the Ring of Gullion, including solo competitors, duets, trios, céilí bands and groupie ceol. Ring of Gullion Comhaltas has given so much back to the community over the years, with scholarships, entertainment and promoting tourism. Its focus continues to be on its weekly session, attracting musicians, singers and visitors from the locality and further afield.
At 2:30, the whistle blew, and the ball it was through in. The hero Murphy caught it, and he kicked it with the wind. Go on now, Mickey, bow into him. Got your man. There was a football match going on in my imagination, and I must admit I was not a spectator. I was there in the thick of it, ploughing up and down the field to prove to the parish that I was the one man that could not be cowed even at the risk of me getting me neck broke. Go on, Cavanagh, you idiot, you. Somebody shouted from the sideline. Another boy replied, how could that, me man, be an idiot and him a poet? Well, that kept him quiet. The team we were playing were a particularly disgusting outfit. They engaged in all forms of physical and psychological warfare. For instance, there was one of them got a bit of a rap round the middle of the field and he lay down growling like a bull of yelling. There was another time we were through and we scored a goal, and a non-playing member of the opposition rushed out, kicked the ball out of play. Of course, the usual row erupted. The referee arrived on the scene. The garrison was summoned. Oh, I never touched the ball. I never even saw it. I tell a lie, and me made me communion this morning. Of course, we had our own ways of dirty tricks too. If we were getting bet near the end of a match, we were able to storm the field and the game would be blew up. My reminiscences of football were brought back by a local man. He was a barman in a hotel in Dublin. He says to me this day, it's the one that you never writ a bit more about the time that you played for the Gratans. Do you mind the time we played this in Mickey's wee stony meadow down beside the river? It was a very rough match. You're bound to mind it. There was 3 men hospitalised before the game even started. Charlie Trainer was up and down the sideline with a knife plant in his hand. If you went within 5 yards of me, he'd cut the head off you. Vaguely. So they're all rough matches, that him. Oh, it's all coming back to me now. It is, to be sure. That's the time I run the team. I was virtual dictator. I was team captain, club secretary, treasurer, which led to a lot of ill-founded suspicion. I do remember I kept the money in an attaché case under the bed. I might have went out once or maybe twice for a packet of cigarettes, but that was the height of it. I even represented them at the county board. The county board was going to deduct points off us on account if we hadn't the team listed on proper watermarked Irish paper. I said it was genuine Irish paper because it was written on the inside of a large Players cigarette packet. And seeing as Players cigarettes on the packaging made in Ireland, this was genuine Irish paper. But they didn't believe me. Nobody believed me. I was eventually deposed. I had clandestine meetings and plans to get rid of me. Eventually I had to go. Was replaced by a big character, a Hindenburg-type character. He was a blacksmith. He was the master of the cliché. He said one time we were going into a county final that it would keep us bowl hungry. Well, bowl hungry as we were, we got better and I got blamed. I got a lot of abuse from my supporters. Go on home and put on a bag apron. My old grandmother would have made a better goalsman than you. Oh, that's when football was football. And when a garson got home in the evening, he'd be well scrutinised and cross-examined by his mother. Is that a mark I see on the eye? Did you get the boot? Again, Donaboy, now you got the boot to be sure. Aye, did you bet them at least? No, it was a draw. Charlie Murphy was through for a goal, but Jay-Z kicked the ball wide. If that man was aiming for the parochial house, he'd miss the parish. Ah, that's when football was football. And then the barman chuckled to himself, In a skein come to the field, so they were stiff with pride, but they fell before the fountain eyes, like grass before a side.
Well, that's all we have time for today. We hope you enjoyed our whistle-stop tour of all the Comhaltas branches in Armagh. We would like to thank all the performers for taking part and to you at home for watching. We hope this has inspired you to join a Comhaltas branch near you. Our son Comhaltas Ceoltarí Éireann in Ardwaha, to Sualuging, Gaveki mid Shivalig, ag an Flacheol a Mina Baltanya, and Blaine Hugging. Ach Oomsa, Maeve Smith, agus on Foreign Lerachain and Shaw, Slan agus Bannacht o Ardwaha.